Hi, hello everyone. Hope you're having a kick-ass day. Days always kick ass, one way or the other. One way or the other. So, feeling loved and how we receive love, how we move through our life and treat other people is all depending on how much we love ourselves, how we perceive somebody else's actions, how we read into a text message, words. We make words that mean something completely different. We form them exactly how we want to take it, and that's how we feel at the moment. How we treat other people is a direct reflection of how we treat ourselves and how we view our own self. If you have judgment against somebody, that's because you view that about you. You know subconsciously that that's wrong and it doesn't sit well with you. So you outwardly express it instead of inwardly process it. The reason I'm doing this and come on to talk about this is because my partner, or not now, this is the second time, and once I'll feel into it, but the whole time I saw the whole time, and I ignored myself. So it goes back to how to feel and receive love when we fill the voids within us with alcohol or drugs. There's never going to be a situation that you are intoxicated, that you will feel loved, because you can't. What we do when we fill those voids in us, and a lot of us do, I'm guilty of it as well. That's why I thought this relationship, like, well, I healed that. Right, so no, obviously I didn't, because it's attracted these same exact things. So I have got some more shadow work to do, because I don't feel justified, but I saw exactly how I allowed for it to continue. It doesn't. Because of my own voids. When our heart is open and we are of sound mind and body, when the light fills the voids within us, and when our angels hold space for us, then there is a direct line, a connection to our heart, because it's allowed to move. The energy is allowed to move to and from our heart, literally. So when we experience and we give and receive love, it's a wonderful feeling. We know how it feels and we remember how it feels. Not remember, we process how it feels, and we're in that here and now, and we feel it. We feel loved. However, on a daily basis, when each one of us fills the void within our own selves with a substance that is not of light or love, it's not God. If we fill it with beer or whiskey or weed or meth or cocaine or Lortabs, something to get you past that void within you through your day, and we perform like we think we should handle that day, right? Well, we're wrong. When we feel those voids inside of us, When we fill them with alcohol, and we fill them with pot, and we fill them with meth or cocaine or pills, what you're doing is you're blocking the path to your heart. So you can't receive any love. You can't feel it. We know what we think love is because we have a memory of what it felt like those one or two times when we actually felt it. We also have a memory of times when we gave love, but it wasn't received by somebody else that we were giving it to because their void was filled with alcohol or drugs or pills. And they didn't receive it the way that we felt it should be received. Our heart goes out constantly, but it can only go out with its right head about it when you are of sober mind. Alcohol is a spirit. Drugs are a hurdle. It's a imbalance in your body to create a balance somewhere in your psyche where this void is, right? Weren't loved as a child. You weren't given this and this and that. Whatever. We all have voids, all of us. Unless you have ascended and you're not watching this, you have a void. But this is going on in my life right now, and I can go into what happened last night. Basically, I was completely of sober, sound mind, and he wasn't. He asked me a question, I answered it, and he started to slur, fall asleep on the phone, forgot who he was talking to. Then it comes back at me, telling me that I make it all about myself. All I did was answer his question. I didn't elaborate on anything else, but he just laid into me because he was embarrassed that he fell asleep, forgot who he was talking to, and acted a damn fool. So, once, I'll listen to you. However, when you say something that is incorrect, because I don't remember false things, I remember facts. And I don't make things up. I remember exactly the words that were used. Again, I was that sober mind for once in a while. I mean, usually I tell you right now, I drink almost every day. Not to an excess, but you don't have to have an excess. You don't have to be drunk to not be of sober mind. It's allowing that spirit, the portal within you. It's allowing that entity domain within your spirit. That's all there is to it. One sip. And literally, as much as I hate to say that and don't want to admit it, one sip and you don't have to feel a buzz at all. But you've already allowed that spirit into your body. That spirit is not of you and it's not of God. Therefore, it fills the void. It fills those voids within us and it creates a blockage in the path to our heart. We can't receive or send or be from our heart when we're not of our own spirit and our light. So in that, I threw up some boundaries like, whoa, whoa, you're not going to talk to me like that. You've lost your damn mind. And it came back at me. So again, I politely said, motherfucker, you got me fucked up. You must not know who the fuck you're talking to, because if you did, you'd shut the fuck up right now. Well, then I got hung up on because I called him a motherfucker. And yeah, sure, I know it was a word. You're not supposed to call people names. I get that. However, other than me hanging up on him, there was no other way to really end that conversation in a super great way, because I'm not tolerating an onslaught of ridiculous accusations over some toxic self-inferiority complex because you are drunk and high. Sorry, I don't have time to invest in that. That's not who I am. And you know this about me. So, in that, it was all about and I'm not trying to blame him. That's not what it was. I was giving you the background of how it is and where I stand and where this was standing, where this was. But he couldn't feel my heartfelt sincerity in anything because his heart space was blocked. It was blocked. There was nothing that I could say or do to, not that I know of, not that I'm aware of as of yet, there was nothing that I know to say or do to have diffused that situation and made it any less messy. Because there gets to a point, I'm as sweet as can be. But don't trigger me because I won't break a nail. I promise. And there are boundaries that I set up. You're not going to speak to me different. Not. Again, motherfucker got me fucked up. So, and that I hate it because he really didn't hear anything that I said. He only heard what he wanted to say, what he wanted to hear. And he only heard the reflection of his own void because his heart's blocked. Any alcohol, any drugs, anything that takes you away from being able to feel you are here and now. You go to your programming. You go back to the memory of one time I said this and I was giving love and it was received this way and oh, it was such a tragedy. Well, yeah, you got hurts. But that shit is just reflecting back on your own heart because it can't come out. It didn't get to me. Nothing he said hurt my feelings. I spoke my truth. He didn't hurt my feelings. I felt really sad for him. I wanted to call him names. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I called him motherfucker, yeah, but I didn't say it like in a you're a motherfucker. I'm like, motherfucker, you got me fucked up. That's a little bit different. Y'all know what I'm saying, but be if it's not, it's still words. And I was in the wrong for calling him a motherfucker. However, two wrongs don't make a right, but hanging up on somebody that you claim you love, that doesn't make a right either. And unfortunately, I don't have time to invest in situations that lead nowhere. Going back to the feeling and filling the void. You got to be able to receive love in order to feel love. And when you give love, to know that love is received, you have to be able to feel that as well. That's what creates a connection. That's what creates our bond. That's what creates the road to telepathy and the oneness and the forgiveness and the non-judgment. And that's the lessons that we learn. But you cannot, your physicality and your spirit, the energy that makes your physical body blocks your heart from receiving or giving love when that void is filled with anything other than love. So you're going to run into the same detour sign every time. And you can take the detour, you can move on just the way you were, or you can refuse to listen to the sign. Use your common self-sense, your sense of self, and know that that road's not blocked. It can't be blocked because there's only a way through. Because you're getting over there, you got to get that way. There's only one way through, and it's through your heart. You can feel with every other part of your body, but that fucking hurts. So, and the fact that I know that I thought I was healed and wouldn't possibly attract this, again, I was incorrect on. the amount of work or the void I was focused on. But I know that in order to receive the love that I know I am, I have to clear the path to my heart, my own heart, a little more, because I wasn't receiving what I was giving. And I know that alcohol, beer, wine cooler, White Claw, wine, freaking whiskey, and water, it doesn't matter, any of it. It doesn't do us well to receive or be loved because we can't feel it. We recluse to a memory, and to act on a memory is about the stupidest thing that we can do besides filling that void and not receiving the love that we get. So I know that in order for me to be where I know feels better to me and my world, it's not for a freaking girly drink in a thermal cup and pretend it's iced tea. Fuck that. Everybody knows it's not fucking iced tea. No mom bring Kool-Aid to the damn ballpark. Like, no person accuses in a tyrant, insecure, hurtful fashion if they don't feel that about them own selves. Because when you know that you have filled the void within you with alcohol or drugs or pills or any addiction, this whole world is an addiction. Video games are an addiction. When you fill your void with anything toxic, you can't feel love. You'll never be able to receive it. And you'll never be able to know that yours was heartfelt by somebody else. Because it just blocks it within you. It's like your heart's here and then there's this big blockage. And any love that you send out comes back, it crashes into that freaking wall that you have put up, and it comes right back on your heart and it bounces. And then you just start at somebody else, except it's not at somebody else. That's your love freaking back hitting your heart, and that's your own mess that you just train wrecked into. But you're going to blame somebody else because you're still not willing to fill that void with light, or not beer, or whiskey, or Lortab, or Xanax, or crystal meth, or weed. Granted, they all have different effects on our physical body. They do. I'm sure I left out some drugs in there, whatever. I'm not going to have a list. They all fill a void within ourselves. This whole new world that we want to escape from or go to, right? Or the ones we got a glimpse of one time when we got used to the feeling that those void fillers give us. The exhilaration, the stress relief, the not give a fuck, the it doesn't hurt as bad, the people like me better when I'm drinking, the I feel better around people when I'm drinking, the I get everything done when I can take Lortabs, all my house is clean and the kids are done. Yeah, but you can't feel can't feel. You can't feel. You can't feel where you are. You can't feel. You are a wind-up monkey doing the same thing over and over again in a Barbie doll house with little plastic chairs and disposable cups. And we all know that using disposable cups leaves you solo to work on yourself. Because if you realize the quality of love that you are, and you understand or overstand that the love that you have is the greatest love that can ever be, the biggest love that can ever be. Sure, it's scary. It's scary to feel, but not really. It's not. It's not scary to feel. It's fucking scary to not feel. Can you imagine going through life like I did and not knowing that you were allowed to feel love? It sucks. Because when you get to the point where you get to make a choice for your own, the only choice you know is to drink, because that's when everybody's happy. It's right there, right? It's the memory that I had, and it wasn't working. So you just keep drinking more and more and more. Because someday it's got to work, right? No, it doesn't. It just blocks your heart. And there's enough walls around that as it is. We know before we come here how bad it's going to hurt when it hurts. I think we all know that. That's why we put those walls up. That's why you really, truly have to have a broken heart before you can even start to break those walls down. From a higher self perspective, sometimes we make sure our heart is broken early on, so we can go ahead and get to the dealing with feeling part. Because once we do that, wow, what an incredible journey, huh? So today, I am going to forgive and feel, not forget. Because if I forgot, then I wouldn't receive the love back that I gave. And I forgave. So I will forgive. I will give forth the compassion and the understanding and the love that I know I would really love to have, but not being able to fill that void. I've been there. But I'm going to do it so I can forget and get back the love that I know I am. Obviously from not that particular situation, not right here, right now, possibly in another future moment. Don't forget to not fill your void today. Not fill your void. Don't fill your void. Call on God. Call on your angels. Call on your guardian angel is like right here next to you at all times. And half the time they're like, give me something to do. Sitting here, ducking and dodging and trying to keep you from tripping. And oh wait, you tripped because call on them. Guardian angels, fill my voids with the love and light and hold space within me until I know to feel through the void that's in me and not fill it up with something that doesn't do me any good. Only good. Only great. Only love and light. Or as hard as it is, because you know, if that person could actually feel your love, if their heart wasn't blocked with their own alcohol and drugs and addictions, if their heart wasn't blocked, you know what an incredible love it would be. But you can't unblock somebody else's heart. You can't. You have to trust that they'll get it. They'll figure it out. You can call on their angels and higher selves to fill whatever they will allow with love and light. That's what I do. And I love. Thanks, guys.